A metallic beetle bolts across the sunlit sand, stops so suddenly it seems to snap into place, then vanishes in a burst of dust and green fire. 1 second, it is there on the open ground, a tiny speck with jewel-bright armor. The next, the eye has lost it. Nothing marks the escape except a flicker of color, a twitch of shadow, and the uneasy feeling that the ground moved faster than it should. On a dry trail, on a riverbank, along a garden path where the soil is bare and warm, this is the moment that makes people lean closer. It looks like a trick. A beetle should not move like that. A beetle should crawl, hesitate, disappear under a leaf, or fold itself into the background. This one does not hide from the open ground. It owns it. This is a tiger beetle, and the name is not decoration. To human hands and feet, it is not a serious danger. It is small. It is fragile compared with a shoe, a dog, a passing bicycle, or even a careless step. But at ground level, where ants, flies, tiny spiders, caterpillars, and smaller beetles live, this insect is not harmless at all. It is a sprinting predator built for open space, sharp light, and sudden violence. The mistake is thinking that small means simple. A tiger beetle can appear motionless, as if it is only basking in the sun. Its body may shine bronze, emerald, blue, copper, or black, sometimes marked with pale streaks that break up its outline against sand and soil. Then something moves nearby. A fly lands. An ant crosses a warm patch of dust. A spider makes the wrong turn across exposed ground. The beetle launches. It does not glide forward. It fires. Long legs lift its body high, keeping it above the hot surface and giving each stride a terrifying reach. Its movement comes in hard, abrupt bursts, too fast and too broken for the eye to follow smoothly. It sprints, freezes, pivots, and sprints again. The stop is as important as the run. Each pause is a reset, a calculation, a moment to find the target again before the next explosive charge. That vanishing act is not magic. It is speed pushed to the edge of perception. Tiger beetles belong to the subfamily Cicindelinae, a group of predators famous for hunting across bare, sunny terrain. Sandbars, dunes, salt flats, dry paths, claybanks, river edges, and open patches of soil become their arenas. Where many insects search for cover, tiger beetles need visibility. Empty ground is not empty to them. It is a runway, a hunting field, a place where movement can be seen, measured, and overtaken. Their whole body is arranged around that strategy. The eyes are large and prominent, bulging from the sides of the head like polished domes. The legs are long and spring-loaded for speed. The jaws are curved and sharp, made not for nibbling leaves, but for gripping, struggling prey. Even the habit of basking in bright sunlight is part of the system, warming the body until the muscles are ready for rapid pursuit. And then there is the speed itself. Some tiger beetles are among the fastest insects ever measured. The Australian species Rivacindella hudsoni has been recorded running at about 2.5 meters per second. For an animal so small, that is astonishing. It works out to roughly 120 body lengths every second, a scale of speed that would make a much larger animal seem almost unreal. At that pace, the beetle is not merely outrunning prey. It may be outrunning its own ability to see clearly. During the fastest bursts, the world can blur past too quickly for its visual system to process the ground in detail, forcing the beetle to stop, reorient, and lock onto the chase again. So the pattern begins to make sense. Flash, freeze, flash, freeze. What looks like panic is precision. What looks like disappearance is a hunting method. The beetle is not wandering across the path. It is scanning it, testing it, using the heat, the light, the clear surface, and every exposed inch of soil as part of its attack. A person walking past may see only a glittering dot that flicks away from a shadow. But for the tiny animals living in that same patch of sun, the tiger beetle is a different kind of presence entirely. It is the bright blur at the edge of vision, the sudden rush over open ground, the predator that arrives almost before the warning has formed. And the closer this little hunter comes into focus, the less it seems like an ordinary beetle, and the more it becomes a machine shaped by pursuit. The tiger beetle locks onto a tiny ant crossing the sand, and the chase begins before the ant seems to know it has been seen. Those huge compound eyes are not decoration. They are the first weapons in the attack. On open ground, a tiger beetle hunts with sight before it ever uses its jaws. It watches for small movements against the bright surface, the flick of a fly's leg, the dark bead of an ant moving over pale dust, the uneven crawl of a caterpillar exposed between patches of cover. This is why the beetle so often chooses bare, sunny places. A crowded floor of leaves and stems would break its line of sight. Dense vegetation would turn the world into a maze. But on sand, clay, salt flats, riverbanks, and dry paths, the beetle can see. It can run. It can turn the empty-looking surface into a killing field. The speed is incredible, but speed alone is not enough. At full sprint, the beetle's own vision can become a problem. The ground rushes beneath it so quickly that detail blurs away. So it stops. It lifts its head. It finds the target again. Then it fires forward in another burst. Flash, freeze, aim, flash. The prey may only have a fraction of a second, and often that is not enough. When the tiger beetle closes the distance, the beauty of its body becomes something much harder. The metallic shine, the bright patterning, the elegant long legs all lead to a head armed with curved, sickle-like mandibles. These jaws are built to seize, clamp, and hold. Ants, small flies, spiders, young caterpillars, and other tiny arthropods can be caught in those blades and torn apart. It does not swallow the world gently. At insect scale, this is a violent animal. If handled, some tiger beetles can deliver a noticeable pinch, but that is not the real story. They are not a serious threat to people. Their danger belongs to another universe, the universe underfoot, where a pebble is a wall, a footprint is a disaster, and a beetle the length of a fingernail can be a top-speed predator. And then, beneath that same ground, the story becomes stranger. Before the adult ever flashes across the path, the young tiger beetle lives as a hidden hunter in a narrow burrow. The larva does not sprint. It waits. Its body is tucked down into the soil or sand, its head positioned near the entrance like a trap set flush with the surface. It is the opposite of the adult in motion, but not in purpose. A small insect walks too close. The larva lunges upward. Strong jaws snap shut, and the prey is dragged down into the burrow. The larva's body may carry hooks or projections that help anchor it in place, so when struggling prey pulls against it, the predator does not get yanked out of its tunnel. It holds its position like a living plug in the earth. Months can pass this way. In some species and conditions, development can stretch for years. The same creature that will later become a glittering sprinter begins as an ambush buried in the ground. That changes the meaning of a bare patch of sand. It is not just a place where adult tiger beetles run. It may be where they court, lay eggs, dig burrows, hunt, hide, and grow. The soil has to be right. Too loose, and a larval tunnel may collapse. Too hard, and digging becomes impossible. Too shaded, and the adult hunting arena loses the heat and visibility that make the chase work. A patch that looks empty may be an entire world. This is why many tiger beetles are tied to very specific habitats: beaches, dunes, sandbars, clay banks, salt flats, open woodland edges, and dry exposed trails. Some are widespread and familiar. Others exist only in narrow, fragile ranges where the right soil, moisture, sunlight, and disturbance pattern come together. When those places are changed, the beetles can disappear. Shoreline development, heavy trampling, off-road vehicles, altered water flow, and vegetation crowding into open ground can erase the conditions they need. To a person, it may look like a small change in a patch of dirt. To a tiger beetle, it can mean the loss of a hunting ground and a nursery at once. That is why scientists pay attention to them. Tiger beetles are visible, identifiable, and often closely linked to habitat quality. Their presence can reveal that an open ground edge is still functioning for far more life than most people notice. Some species are already warnings written in miniature. The northeastern beach tiger beetle, Habroselemorpha dorsalis, is listed as threatened in the United States. The Salt Creek tiger beetle, Cicindela nevadica lincolniana, is one of the rarest insects in North America and is federally endangered. A beetle that vanishes when it runs can also reveal what is vanishing around it. The flash on the trail is not just speed. It is eyesight, jaws, heat, soil, larvae, sunlight, and habitat, all compressed into one tiny predator moving faster than attention. The beetle flashes back into the sun, stops on the bare sand, and holds still as if the entire chase never happened. Now that tiny pause feels different. At first, it looked like a trick of the eye, a speck of metal on the ground, then nothing. But the vanishing act is only the surface of a much larger design. The adult sprint, the sudden freeze, the enormous eyes, the hooked jaws, the buried larva, the exact soil beneath it, the open light above it, all belong to the same story. This is not a random insect rushing across a path. This is a predator using a world built at ankle height. A bare patch of dirt can seem lifeless from above. It looks like a place between places, a strip of sand beside a river, a dusty garden edge, a dry trail where nothing important appears to be growing. But to a tiger beetle, that open ground is not empty. It is visibility. It is heat. It is room to accelerate. It is a place where prey cannot easily hide and where the beetle's speed finally makes sense. Every few inches may matter. One patch may hold the adult's hunting route. Another may hold the entrance to a larval burrow, no wider than a small hole in the soil. One sunny slope may be warm enough for sprinting. One firm bank may be stable enough for young beetles to wait underground. What looks like plain sand can be divided into territories, ambush points, escape paths, and nurseries. That is the shift this creature forces. It starts as curiosity. Something tiny moves too fast, and the instinct is to step closer, to follow it, to catch the shine before it disappears again. But the more the beetle comes into focus, the more that curiosity turns into respect. Not fear, not panic, and not the idea that this animal is dangerous to people. Respect for precision. Respect for a life shaped so tightly around a specific way of surviving that even a patch of bare ground becomes essential. Large predators are easy to imagine as dramatic. A tiger in tall grass, a shark in dark water, an eagle dropping from the sky. Their scale makes their power obvious. But the tiger beetle carries the same kind of intensity in miniature. Its chase lasts only a moment. Its prey may be smaller than a grain of rice. Its hunting ground may be a few yards of sand that most feet would cross without a thought. Still, the drama is real. At ground level, the beetle is speed and calculation. The ant crossing open soil is not moving across emptiness. The fly landing in the sun is not alone. The spider leaving cover has entered an arena where a flash of color can become jaws in an instant. And below that arena, another version of the same predator waits in darkness. The larva does not glitter. It does not race. It does not vanish across the surface. It holds still in its burrow, anchored in the earth, waiting for the tremor and shadow of something close enough to seize. One animal, two hunting strategies. Lightning above, trap below. That makes the final glimpse more powerful. The beetle runs again, not in a smooth line but in bursts, cutting across the sand, stopping hard, then launching forward as if pulled by an invisible wire. For a moment, the sunlight catches its shell, and the green or copper or bronze glow appears almost unreal. Then it is gone again, lost against the brightness and texture of the ground. But now that disappearance is no longer a mystery with no meaning. It is the result of legs built for explosive speed. It is the rhythm of eyes that must stop to see. It is the strategy of a predator that needs open space the way a bird needs air. It is also a sign that the ground beneath it may still be working as habitat, still holding the right balance of bare soil, warmth, prey, and shelter. So the warning is not that this beetle will harm you. The warning is that if you never notice it, you may never notice the world it represents. You may see only a dry path, a sandbar, a dull patch beside a trail. The beetle sees a hunting ground. Its larvae see a roof and a doorway. Its prey see danger too late. The metallic speck pauses one last time in the sun. Then it bolts, faster than attention can comfortably follow, leaving only dust, light, and the memory of movement. What seemed like empty earth has revealed itself as a living surface, full of hidden urgency. And somewhere in that brightness, the tiger beetle is still there, turning bare ground into a high-speed world of pursuit.